Was that a cool slide? I don't know. Hey guys, welcome back to Cooking with Aubrey. Today we are going to make the fastest, easiest chili in the universe, okay? I know I've been to Mars and they just don't make their chili quite as fast as I do here. So you're gonna learn how to do that today. Also, I'm gonna make some mashed potatoes to pour the chili on top of and to eat it with the mashed potatoes because there is no other way to eat chili other than with mashed potatoes. And if you haven't, well then you've been depriving of yourself of a very wonderful meal. So today, that's what we're doing. Chili, mashed potatoes. Let's get started. The chili's all finished. Oh, look how delicious this looks. First, we're going to start with the mashed potatoes because potatoes are gonna take a while to boil. So I actually prepped everything the night before because I was like, let's be efficient when I'm filming today. Last night, I diced up the potatoes. These are Yukon Gold potatoes. And I kept them in cold water overnight. So as soon as you cut them up and you put them in cold water, it's going to prevent the browning. As you can see, they're not brown whatsoever. So if I had not covered that with cold water, these would be totally brown by now because they would have oxidized. So if you want to do this ahead of time like I did and prepare, you just fill it with cold water. Now I dumped the water out and I'm gonna put some fresh cold water in to boil these. You want to boil potatoes starting at cold water, and you're not actually gonna boil them. You're gonna bring them up to maybe a soft boil, and then you're gonna lower the heat down so that way it stays at that simmer soft boil phase, and cook the potatoes like that until they're finished cooking. And the reason why you want to do that instead of putting them right in hot water is because it has a fluffier texture. If you start it in hot water, then it will make it more chewy. Not chewy, but chewy's not the right word, gummy. Will make it more gummy. So you don't want to start the pot of water ahead of time. You don't want to do that. I know I'm always saying preheat the pan, and I do have a pan preheating right there for the chili, but when it comes to potatoes, you don't want to do that. Got the potatoes going. I covered it with a lid to help it boil quicker. If you put the lid on, keep that steam in. So now we're gonna start with the chili. And I got here 2 red bell peppers diced up and 1 large yellow onion, or you could use a sweet onion as well. This is how big I cut up the peppers here. And then the onions are the same way. We're gonna cook these first. We're gonna cook them on a low-medium heat. And actually, no, we're gonna cook them on medium heat because this is the fastest chili in the universe, so that requires medium heat. Yeah, so we're gonna do medium heat, all right, with a little bit of olive oil. And we're gonna cook these until they soften up a little bit. Then we're gonna add in turkey. You do not have to add in turkey if you want. You can do meatless if you want. I'm going to add beans as well, or you can substitute it with beef. Totally up to you. I'm using turkey. So the veggies, cook until they soften, add the turkey, add our seasonings, add the beans and tomato product, let it simmer for 20 minutes, done. So easy, guys. So I have the pan preheating here. And now I'm going to add in the veggies with some olive oil. We're gonna add in 1 tablespoon of salt. Go ahead and mix it around. You wanna salt at every step of the way to make sure everything's being properly salted. And then I'm going to put the lid on the pot so that way it cooks faster by keeping that steam inside. You will be able to find all the ingredients listed down in the description below with the measurements of everything for you guys. The veggies have now softened up. It's been 10 minutes on medium heat with the pot covered with a lid. Now we're going to add in our protein. I'm using turkey. You can use whatever you like. Make sure that doesn't get in there. Just gonna break it up. Time to add the seasonings. We're gonna do chili powder, garlic powder, and ground cumin. I typically also add cayenne, but my baby niece and nephew are coming over and I don't want to kill them, so we're not going to add the cayenne this time. We're going to do 1.5 tablespoons of garlic, And then the chili powder, we're gonna do 1 tablespoon. Actually, 1.5. You have to keep in mind we're also going to be adding the tomato sauce and beans in here too, so we're gonna have to season for everything. The cumin. The cumin will be 2.5 tablespoons. I really like cumin in this, it's my fave. And then more salt. We're gonna start with just a 1/2 tablespoon. We'll cook this until the turkey is finished cooking, and then we'll add in all the tomato product and the beans. You just wanna make sure that all of your meat is broken up nicely, because you don't want huge chunks of meat as you're taking a bite of chili. So you wanna make sure it's broken up into smaller pieces. I have some pinto beans here, and I'm going to drain them, and then I'm also going to rinse them, and you can use like just a metal strainer, that's fine, or you could be lazy like me, because we're all lazy, right? Or no, probably not everyone, but I certainly am lazy. I'll fill it with the can with cold water, and then just dump it out again. I just don't like that like liquid that they're stored in. So you don't have to do this part if you don't want to, but I always do. So I just do it twice, and then if you want to also be safe, you can use like a butter knife or something to prop the lid open instead of maybe cutting yourself. You know, I don't care though, whatever. It's been 10 minutes and the meat's all done cooking. We're going to add in 2 cans of tomato sauce, a can of diced tomatoes. I did not drain it. I want all that good flavor in the juice from the tomatoes. Our frijoles, pinto beans to be exact, and the tomato paste. Going to mix this all up, and then I'm going to taste it to make sure that it's properly seasoned. I'll probably have to add in more salt for sure. After tasting this, what the fuck? I mean, what the dizzle? Dizzle. Anyway, it does need a little bit more salt though. So I'm going to add in a 1/2 tablespoon more salt. It is perfect now. All that's left to do for this chili is just let it simmer for 15-20 minutes and it's done. See? Super easy. Make sure you cover your pot. The chili's all finished. Oh, look how delicious this looks. If this video has made you hungry at all, or maybe it hasn't made you hungry, maybe it's made you wish you never watched this video, but either way, could you please like, comment, or subscribe? I would appreciate it. The potatoes have now come to a boil, so I'm going to turn down the heat. We're going to keep it at a low simmer until the potatoes are finished cooking. The potatoes are now done. You'll know they're done when you can effortlessly get the potato to break up like this. So I couldn't even get the whole chunk out. Like, I shouldn't even have to try to poke it. Like, it just goes through so easily. Oftentimes, people will slightly undercook their potatoes because the fork will go in easily, but it's not done yet. Like, it should just fall apart like immediately, like that. Like it should be a hard time keeping it on your fork. You see what I mean? And now I'm going to strain this, and then we'll add in the heavy cream and butter. Now we're gonna put together the cream and the butter for the potatoes. The secret to melt in your mouth mashed potatoes that you could easily gain 20 pounds off of is a lot of cream and a lot of butter. All right, you can go with milk. You don't have to do the butter. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but what I'm telling you is what you need to do to treat yourself. Please get some cream and some real butter. I'm telling you, it's gonna make a world of difference in your life, okay? Now, I did 4.5 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes. But anyway, so we have my point is that there's a crap ton of potatoes in there. So we're gonna use an entire quart of heavy cream. That's right, I said it, an entire quart of heavy cream. Now, you may be going, this crazy lady must be out her goddamn mind. Well, I am out my goddamn mind, but not about this, okay? We're gonna put in 1.5 sticks of butter as well. Bring this to a simmer. When the potatoes are ready, put it in. The reason why we wanna do that is so it doesn't like make the potatoes really cold and it just all mashes together just so much better. A ton of heavy cream, a ton of butter is the way to go. In fact, I'm gonna add the other half stick in because I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna be enough. So actually 2 sticks of butter and a whole quart of cream, which is 4 cups, and 4.5 pounds of potatoes and some salt. And you're all good to go. I promise. I promise you. I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't lie to you. I have brought the cream to a simmer and immediately turned it off. The cream and the butter, I should say. And add all that in. I know, it looks like a lot. I promise it's gonna be fine. We're gonna add in some salt. And now we're going to mash it. Again, I know, this looks like a lot of liquid. I promise you, when we're done mashing, it'll be perfect. Aubrey, this is potato soup. Holy shit. Aubrey. So it's the next morning. I was not gonna film this part. I was just gonna pretend like this never happened. I was gonna erase it from all of reality, okay? Which was my mashed potatoes. I really debated cutting that out. And I was going to. I was fully set on it, fully editing it out, pretending like the potato incident never freaking happened. But I want to do that to you guys. So this morning, I decided to include my potato failure. It's not a complete failure. Honestly, it looks a lot worse than what it really is. Yes, it is a little bit too much, but it's all right. Anyway, so I just wanted to be honest with you guys. So I'm gonna show you those potatoes now. So these are the potatoes the next day. They thickened up a tiny bit overnight, but they're still a little runny. I stopped filming before I fully stopped mashing them, so it looks a lot worse it looked a lot worse last night on camera. Trust me, if you were thinking that she's a jackass, I was thinking the same thing. I don't blame you. I almost didn't put it in the video because I feel like every single video I do, I mess up something. And I think it's just because I just get really excited and I just start going like really fast, but it's okay. We're here now. I'm so sorry if I disappointed any of you guys. I really try not to. You again. Hey. Wow, you really messed that up, didn't ya? I'm so glad you're back. It was good seeing you again. I literally just came here to give you shit for what you did last night. All right, bye. Thanks, bye. Okay, so now let's try the chili with the mashed potatoes and the chili. I mean, this is delicious. The chili is very robust. Robust has a slight smokiness in the back of your throat from that chili powder. And then it has a little bit of sweetness from that red bell pepper. But there's a ton of flavor. And then when you eat it with the mashed potatoes, it really cuts through packed flavor. It adds that fattiness factor in to balance out all the acid and all those bold flavors happening in the chili. So it makes a really well-balanced bite when you eat the chili with the mashed potatoes. Now these mashed potatoes are extra, extra, extra good because there's extra, extra cream and butter in there. No more mashed potatoes, don't worry. I will put in the description the measurements I should have used